On behalf of the faculty and staff of the Milgard School of Business, welcome to our hooding ceremony. My hearty congratulations to you on this important occasion. My greetings to your families, friends, and loved ones who have supported you during your academic studies. You have worked hard. It is now time to take a bow and celebrate. This marks the end of one journey and the start of another one. You start your new journey armed with the latest knowledge and a strong education. You are our ambassadors. I am sure that you will make us proud. You are now our alumni. Please stay in touch, connect with your favorite professors, your classmates, and staff. You'll be hearing from us about our alumni events as the time goes by. I urge you to participate in them, come back, and relive your days of being a student. Remember, education and learning is an ongoing process. Our mission is to support you in this journey of lifelong education. In the coming decades, many of you will remain in this part of the country and others in the rest of the US or around the world. Remember, wherever you are, Milgard is here, and keep that in your heart. Some of you have been inducted in the Honor Society of BGS because of your stellar academic performance. This is indeed an honor. Wear it with pride. BGS members go on to serve in critical leadership roles in corporate, entrepreneurial, government, nonprofit, and academic sectors. Members currently reside in all 50 US states and more than 190 countries. I would like to end with a favorite quote of mine, one which has inspired me for many years and hopefully will resonate with you as well. Be the change you want to see in the world. This is a quote from Mahatma Gandhi. Onward and forward. Go Huskies.
Welcome, graduates, friends, and families. I am Dr. Zoe Barsness, Director of the MBA program at the Milgard School of Business. I am honored to be here this afternoon celebrating you, the Milgard graduating class of 2021. Each year, we poll the graduating students and ask them to nominate one of the MBA professors for an annual award, the MBA Faculty of the Year. It is my happy task to recognize this year's awardee, Associate Professor of Management, Marian Eberly, who teaches the Individual and Groups Dynamics course in the MBA core. In this course, she helps our MBA students develop a deeper understanding of individual and group dynamics and explore how they might become more supportive, effective leaders. Marian joined our faculty after earning her PhD in Organizational Behavior and Human Resources from the Foster School of Business at the University of Washington Seattle campus. Prior to starting her doctoral studies, she worked in human resources in the United States and Germany for an international agricultural manufacturing company. Her experiences in the private sector strongly motivate and inform her research, which focuses on employee turnover and relationships in the workplace, with a special emphasis on leadership, emotions, and attributions, and also strongly influence her teaching. Indeed, Marian is not only an exceptional scholar, but a passionate educator, deeply committed to our students and ensuring that they are embraced by a supportive community of learning that challenges them to engage with the curriculum, the faculty, and each other. Our MBA graduates clearly agree that it has been their good fortune to be mentored and taught by Professor Eberly. Please welcome Professor Marian Eberly, our MBA Faculty of the Year.
Well, thank you so much, Zoe, for this very lovely introduction. And hello, graduates. I am so excited to be here today and to see all of your lovely faces on this very, very special afternoon. Just like Zoe, I'm extremely humbled and honored to be here today on this very special occasion. I was honestly quite blown away when I found out that I had earned the MBA Faculty of the Year award. It was quite unexpected and quite humbling, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. But of course, today is about you. So first of all, a big, big congratulations to all of you for this amazing accomplishment. The earning an MBA is an amazing accomplishment by itself, but doing so during this extremely challenging time, I mean, kudos to you. It's something you should be extremely proud of, and I know that I am. And from my perspective, your celebrations shouldn't stop today. You should be celebrating for days and weeks and even months to come. You've really earned it. And hopefully at some point you'll have kind of the time to step back and reflect on what happened over these crazy last couple of years, to think about really deeply about what you've learned, how you've grown, and to really soak it all in. Now, it was like 15 months ago that all of a sudden, unexpectedly, you were thrown into this online environment, something completely new. You had to learn how to cope with online learning. You had to learn how to stay connected and keep supporting each other, even though you were physically distanced. And yeah, you had to learn how to make the best out of the situation. And from my perspective, you did so beautifully. Now, I still remember our very first day of class last spring, when we were all trying to figure out this Zoom thing. Of course, now it's completely second nature to us. Here we are, still on Zoom. And, I'm amazed at how you figured out how not just to survive, but to actually thrive in this online world. So kudos to you. Now, I hope you learned a lot during your program and during all of your classes, and I know that you did. But what I'm most excited about for you are all of the additional resources that you gained along the way. It's your friendships, your support networks, the additional resources you learned about that will get you to continue to learn, to truly be a lifelong learner, and your resilience. I mean, you've definitely built up your resilience. And just knowing that, nothing stood in the way, not even a global pandemic stood in your way to earning an MBA should give you so much confidence for any obstacle that comes your way in your future, either professional life or in your personal life. So I hope those resources really, really stick with you for a long, long time. Now, you may remember that one of the first things that I talk about in our class together is the importance of self-care and well-being. And this is something I would like to end on today. Please take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Please continue to prioritize your physical and mental health in whatever you do. Please continue to be there for each other and support each other, help each other out. Be a giver, not a taker. And please show compassion, not just for those all around us, but for yourself as you continue to learn, make mistakes, learn from them, develop, and grow. So congratulations again. Thank you again, and cheers.
Thank you, Marian. I now have the honor of introducing our MBA student speaker, Stan Nguyen. Each spring, our graduating students also nominate a colleague of their own to speak at our hooding ceremony. And this year they have recognized their colleague Stan, who graciously accepted their invitation. Stan graduated with his BS in Workforce Education and Development from Southern University. And since then, he's worked in the biomedical industry. He's currently a field engineer at Roche Molecular. I personally would like to also share that Stan is our outgoing MBA Association president. He's been an enthusiastic and indefatigable leader who, along with the other members of his MBA leadership team, breathed new life into the association, which had been a bit dormant prior to their coming on board. So it's been a real pleasure for Alan and I to partner with him in his leadership this past year. They have done so much in supporting you as a community and assuring that you had many additional opportunities to learn and grow and develop and simply connect with each other outside of the classroom. So now, Stan, we're so happy that shortly to be a new MBA graduate, and I'd like to welcome you to speak to your classmates.
All right, thank you, Dr. Barsness. First, I'd like to take the time to thank the faculty and staff at the Milgard School of Business for everything that you've done for us. I also want to thank Ellen, especially our academic advisor and the alumni engagement manager for helping us through this journey, because we couldn't have done it without you. So please give it up for Ellen. I'm honored to have been selected to speak today, and I wanted to start out by reminiscing on a few key moments during my experience at grad school. So it was about 2 years ago, my wife asked me to clean the garage. And I hate cleaning the garage. It's dirty, there's spiders in there. So I told her I was working on one of my prereqs for school, MBA math, that needed to be done before the first day of class, and she bought it. It was around this time I called my good friend Stephanie about some charity work that we've been doing together for about 10 years now. And she also said she was working on MBA math. And that's when we found out we were going to grad school together. And I love telling this story because it highlights how connected our community really is. And I still remember the first day of class. I remember I was wearing my purple shirt, was clean and crisp, and I wore some clean shoes because I wanted to look good. If Stephanie, who was already a community leader, was going to be in the class, I knew there'd be other leaders in the program also. And I was right. And I actually remember Nick wore shorts to the first day of school. And the only reason I remember is because he had packed pants in his bag just because he wasn't sure if shorts were okay. And he never changed, so I guess shorts were okay. And then we grinded through some tough classes, microeconomics for managers and quantitative methods for business. And then we went on to winter quarter, and those classes were tough. But it was exciting because about half of us were getting ready to study abroad. All of our flights were booked. I was practicing my Italian, grazie mille. And all of a sudden, the trip was canceled because of the outbreak in Italy. And shortly after, a bunch of us started working from home. And it was strange. And I was scared because I didn't know how bad things were going to get. I was still working at the time. And I remember the highways were empty. The shelves were empty. And there was no toilet paper. But in the end, we adapted. We pressed forward with classes online. And then Nick didn't have to worry about whether he could wear shorts or not anymore. And through commitment and determination, we made it. We definitely are the most resilient class to have gone through this program. And the most good looking too. And as most of you know, I tried to work with a different group throughout the entire program. And they say that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And because the past 2 years, I spent time with this group, I've become a better person for it. You're very inspiring to me. And here are a few reasons why. And I'm sorry if I missed anyone. If Susan didn't demonstrate how resilient she already is by graduating from West Point and already having her master's degree, as a mother of 3, she was able to build her business while in grad school during a pandemic. Give it up for Susan. Crystal, who also already had a master's degree, was scaling her business during grad school. Give it up for Crystal. Melissa, Josh, Paul, and Adrian, they all took on new roles at work during grad school, during a pandemic. Give it up to them. Everyone's cheering right now, but you just can't hear them. Stephanie and Elise started entirely new jobs with new companies during business school, during a pandemic. Give it up to them. Heidi, she landed her dream job during business school. Give it up for Heidi. John had a baby. Give it up for John. Oh, and Nick, he got a sweet leg tattoo. And the only thing I did was gain 15 pounds. You all have inspired me tremendously. And here, I would like to quote street poet, philosopher, and now prominent businessman, Vanilla Ice. All right, stop, collaborate, and listen. Stop, because we just finished 2 years of hard work. We sacrificed dinner, times with family and friends, put off cleaning your garage, so we can read Harvard Business Review articles and do case studies. So after those 2 years, stop, take a break, because you deserve it. Collaborate. During our studies here at Milgard, we tapped into an entirely new network that we didn't have before. And we, as leaders of our community, we should work together to benefit our community. Collaborate, and let's do something great. And listen. While we venture forward in our workplace and careers, remember to listen. Listen to our community, our employees. To be better leaders, we need to be better listeners. And too often we hear, but we're not listening. So listen. And lastly, I wanted to say that attitudinal changes do not happen overnight. You wake up tomorrow and you get to choose who you want to be. You make that decision and no one else. So choose wisely. This is the end of our MBA program together, but it's only the beginning. the beginning of lifelong friendships, the beginning of prosperous and fulfilling careers. And this is where the real hard work begins, because we still have a lot of work to do. And while the rest of the world was on pause for the past year and a half, you pressed forward and got your MBAs. You're all amazing. And on that note, I wanted to end by saying congratulations to the graduating MBA class of 2021. And now I should probably go clean my garage. Thank you.
All right, I'll start that again. Thank you, Stan. We're still tripping over the unmute button. And Stan, I have yet to adopt your very good advice to the incoming students this year about the space key for the on and off for the mute. So something for me to continue to refine as we move forwards. But thank you so much for your kind words. You've been a wonderful leader for your classmates in terms of the MBAA Association and all that you did to support and engage with them over the course of the last couple of years. So before we advance to the formal hooding and the real celebration, I'd like to share a few final thoughts with you as one of your collaborators in learning. As Marion and Stan have both highlighted, today is the culmination of so many years of hard work in pursuit of your master's degree. And what a distinctive historic journey it's been. Just as all the past cohorts, you navigated the typical MBA program challenges, dinners and social events with family that were cut short or missed, and the strain of balancing many oftentimes conflicting priorities and commitments. All that sustained stress, coupled with the joys and the occasional frustrations of stretching yourselves to master new skills and gain new insights and develop a deeper understanding of yourself and how your relationships with others and how to manage and navigate your professional careers. During the past several years, you've worked incredibly hard and you juggled so many of those balls really deftly, work, family, school, while simultaneously navigating some of those momentous transitions that Stan highlighted. As he indicated, so many of you in your personal lives, you embarked on new relationships, some got married, you welcomed children into your lives. On the professional front, you took on new roles, you joined new organizations, or you launched yourselves onto completely new career paths. Then on top of all of that, during an unprecedented time of social and political turbulence and deep community anguish at certain points and junctures during the last 15 months, you faced additional adversities, great and small, at work, at home, at school, and in your communities as you navigated those unique stresses that the pandemic has thrown at all of us over the past year. Despite all those additional hardships, you rose admirably to meet the countless unanticipated, even scary challenges that were thrown your way. You dug deep. You demonstrated once again your grit, which is a large part of why we invited you all to join us in the MBA program. And once you did, while displaying grace and compassion for each other, your coworkers, your families, and members of your community, in the face of all that adversity and uncertainty, you came together as you have always come together throughout your program. I truly stand in awe of your resilience and your tenacity, not only as individuals, but the deeply supportive community that you built to nurture and support each other. And that's something to really hold on to and sustain as you move forwards into the world as graduates. So the Milgard MBA program, we're small, but it's a strong and tight-knit, very much like a family. And at this point, you know each other so well. And like a family, you appreciate and care for each other deeply, not just because of your recognized and well-appreciated strengths, but even more so for your quirks and your wonderful individuality. So while your Milgard MBA journey may be coming to a happy celebratory close today, as your loved one hoods you, know that you go forward to meet the serious challenges presented by our current moment, supported by those strong ties that you've woven together and already leveraged so adeptly to lift each other up when you stumble during the program, to spur each other on to meet new challenges, and to celebrate each other's joys and successes in the moment. So from my deepest heart, congratulations, graduate. And now we'd like to introduce you to our graduates with a special slideshow. Adrian Slusher. Beth Linky. Crystal Casey. Douglas Lineberry. Elise Hayes. Alyssa Levitt. Ardal Vaiseshkin. Evan Avila. Heidi Williams. Jackus Kulabali. John Cannon. Joshua Krebsbach. Jude Guo. Juliet Kern. Calvin Ketchum. Kim Yazzie. Kristen Hootson. Melissa Mason. Nadiel Orocho Sayez. Nicholas DeVoe. Paul Babbitt. Sam Brenner. Sarah Sherry. Seth Deester. Stephanie Nicholas. Stephen Wysocki. Don Nugent. Susan Thon. Trevor Pennell. Elena Isakova. All right, what an impressive group, and so happy for all of you, for all you've accomplished, and so enthused about learning what is next to come for all of you. So please make sure to keep in touch and share what you're doing next and even years down the road. To honor your amazing accomplishment, I'd like you now to draft a family member friend to help hood you. And before we step through the instructions, I just wanted to share a little bit about the history and the background of what your hood represents. So university commencements are really exciting celebrations of student achievement, and they also provide faculty, students, and their families this visible connection to the birth of the modern university, which was way back in the 12th century. The black robes that are worn by graduating students and their faculty are known as academic regalia. And while the undergraduate graduation robes may all be the same, at the graduate level, regalia tell a rich story about the graduate's academic journey. So for example, at the master's level, your regalia consists of your simple black gown, but what distinguishes the master's level gown from the baccalaureate are the sleeves. The master's level gowns usually have some longer extended sleeves, and historically those sleeves could have been used as pockets. Medieval folks needed to keep their hands warm. The headgear for the master's regalia is traditionally the square mortarboard cap. With the conferring of your degree, you are empowered to move the tassel from the right to the left. So why doesn't everybody do that right now if you haven't done that left yet, to recognize your move to graduate status? And then the master's hood, which is what we're going to have your family member place over your head next, is a modern interpretation of the hooded robes that were worn by the medieval monks who taught in the early universities. The monks would use their hoods to keep warm in the winters and also to collect alms. So the master's hood is 3.5 feet long, and it features a 3-inch velvet trim, which indicates your graduate academic discipline. And the inside of the hood that's displayed on your back shows the colors of the school from which you graduated. So I'm going to join you in another room to provide any detailed instructions that anybody might need. But if you already are familiar with the next steps, well, actually, I'll just read them here because you guys are all ready to go. So for those of you that are helping, please take the hood or scarf in hand and stand behind your graduate. And you want to make sure that the loop that's in the middle of the hood is unbuttoned, or you're going to knock the mortarboard off the hat. So halfway down the hood, there's sometimes a string that's buttoned. You want to unbutton that. And then you'll separate the hood and then slip it over the head of your graduate with the narrowest section of the hood, this part, in front of their neck. And then you're going to smooth the velvet panels over their shoulder, give their shoulders a squeeze of congratulations. And then if you really want to get into the detail, you can take hold of the velvet panels about 1/3 of the way down the back of the hood while you're facing your graduate's back, and then just fold them a little bit so that you can display the beautiful colors that are in the inside of the hood, and show the satin lining, which are the colors, should be the colors of the UW. And then if you'd like, you can attach the loop midway down the hood across the button on the other side so it doesn't slip off their shoulders. So voila, go ahead and hood your graduates. You can see it happening. And they're now, everyone's officially hooded. So congratulations. It's wonderful. Welcome to the Milgard alumni group. And once everybody's hooded, we'd love to get a shot, a distinctive Zoom shot to recognize your accomplishments and you as a group. And I'm going to come join you in the other room.